Welcome to my League of Legends champion guide on getting out of silver, featuring Jax, the Grandmaster at Arms.
Who wants a piece of the champ?
No, but seriously, look at him. Look at this guy, he looks like a fucking Reggie for Pokemon. Jax is a top lane bruiser, tank, assassin, and excels in split pushing and carrying the game. Also, he's part god too.
Ha 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 ha!
Similar to Master Yi, Jax will destroy anything in his path. He will destroy everything you know and love. And most importantly, he uses a lamppost to do it.
You just blew up fucking 2 people.
But the real question is, why play Jax?
Let's do this.
You play Jax to tell the enemy team, hey, if I'm not 0-10 by 15 minutes, you'll be stuck in paper 5 for the next 3 seasons. You have cooldowns the size of my self-esteem and the split push potential of a pair of scissors. I don't even know what that means, but it's part of the script. So here's a quick rundown of Jax's abilities. Passive, Relentless Assault. The more you hit, the faster you hit. I'd say after 5 or 6 auto attacks, you can gain an insane amount of attack speed at level 1. This could mean the difference between gaining lane priority versus being a pussy bitch. Jax's Q, Leap Strike. Jax leaps onto a target. If the target is an enemy, he deals damage to it. If the target is an ally, he leaps to it. This counts for ally and enemy wards, Jarvan Flag, Thresh Lantern, and practically anything you can target. Blue trinkets cannot be targeted, therefore cannot be leaped onto. This spell deals both physical and magic damage, and this could make AP Jax actually viable. But all in all, remember, this Q, it's a leap. Think of it as a dash. You're not invincible, and you can't be CC'd. Jax's W, Empower. His W allows his next auto attack to do bonus magic damage. Aside from that, Jax players tend to use this spell as an auto attack reset to either prod press the attack or prod Sheen for extra damage. When playing Jax, your W grants you just a little extra auto attack range for finishing your laner off, especially when they use Flash. Jax's E, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Jax's E, Counter-Strike. Jax's main and only source of CC. When activated, Jax spins his lamppost for 2 seconds, or until activated again, stunning everything around him for 1 second. During the E activation, Jax is able to dodge all incoming attacks, avoiding all basic attacks, and receiving 25% less damage from AoE spells. This means you can dodge enhanced auto attacks, such as Twisted Fate Blue/Gold card and Renekton W. For each dodge, Jax's E gains up to 20% increased damage up to 100%. So this is one of your main tools as a Jax player. One of the main things I love to do with Jax in the top lane is to go into the brush and right before the minions crash, I auto attack my laner to aggro the minions, activate E, walk down that degenerate down the lane, kite to get my passive up, and 9 times out of 10 I get lane priority. The only downside to the level 1 Jax cheese is that it forces you to push the wave, since your laner's minions will attack you instead of attacking your minions. So play smart, ward up, and beat your laner's ass into submission. Jax's R, Grandmaster's Might. This spell is a crucial power spike for 2 reasons. Number 1, this passive gives you tons of damage on your 3rd auto, and it just has such a satisfying sound effect. Number 2, the active gives you bonus armor and magic resist stats so that you're tanky enough to tower dive your opponent once you're ahead. Anyway, a little trait I like to do in lane is hit a minion once, then I fucking go in on my laner, auto W, and that essentially gives me the 3rd proc to my ult passive and deals tons of damage. So if you're running press the attack, try to avoid hitting the minion and just hit the champion instead to get 2 auto attacks, a W, that's practically half their health gone. So starting items, a Doran's Blade in 1 pot, a Doran's Shield in 1 pot, a Lone Sword in 3 pots when you want to cheese hard, Cloth Armor in 4 pots, Corrupting Potion, which is probably the one you go for the most. Man, fuck Cole! Unless you're going against like a Pantheon or a fucking Teemo, then yeah, sure, go ahead. But they're not gonna let you farm anyway, so what's it? I don't see the point in getting cold. Build paths! Trinity Force is just too good of an option on Jax. If you're gonna be playing this in ranked, you want to go Triforce. Sheen is just too good. If you want to go Korean style build, you go Titanic Hydra, Triforce into full tank. So if you need some tank items against AD will be Deadman's Plate, Randuin's Omen, Thornmail, or even a Righteous Glory. Tank items against AP, Spirit Visage, Adaptive Helm, Banshee's Veil, Maw of Malmortius. If you need any sustain, Bork is good, Death Stance, Headstead Gunblade. If you are fed, a build I like to go is Titanic Hydra, into Triforce, into Ginsuo's, Sterix, and a Guardian's Angel. You could essentially switch out your boots for even a Phantom Dancer, but that's up to you. So here's a couple matchups that make me absolutely livid. Teemo, what you want to do, rush Headstrinker and Bork. Max out your Q and go for quick trades. Q assess might be necessary. Pantheon, you want to get a Cloth Armor and 4 pots. You want to farm up, you rush Tabbies and go for health options like Phage. Get your jungler to gank you and it won't be that bad. Fiora, this is a skilled matchup. You want to rush Bramble's Vest and stack health. Use a reactivation of your E to mind game her. Malphite, rush Bork if he stats health. It's a farm game at this rate, never all in unless your jungler is there or unless he's at 5% health with no ult or flash. If you take to E first, you can't cheese him level 1 since he lowers your attack speed, so you have to rely on the base damages of your Q and W. Aurelia, you want to stack health. You beat her after level 13 anyway, but she hurts like a bitch before then, so you want to call your jungler and farm up. Garen, you want to time your E to avoid his silence. It's a hard matchup since he will just gain health if you don't play aggro enough, and he will just be able to press E after queuing, even though you've dodged the silence. So you'll either get Ignite and try to cheese him level 1, or you farm up and wait for ganks. You never want to 1v1 him past 6 unless you know for a fact you can kill him. Cho'Gath, you need to destroy him before he hits level 6. You need to set up the wave so that it's not always pushed, make him work for CS, and punish him as much as you can. You rush Bork as well if he stacks health, you will get your ass eaten, and I do not like getting my ass eaten. Lastly, Singed. Farming is a nightmare, he counters your Leap Strike and Counter Strike, and he's too tanky for you to handle. This means the lane usually ends up in a stomp. If he proxies you, which he shouldn't, do not chase. Farm up and over time it should get better. Not really. What you want to do is rush defensive AP items. What I would do is rush Adaptive Helm as fast as you can. If he decides to proxy you, which is the ideal situation, you want to build lifesteal so you can handle his proxy. You never want to focus him in teamfights and either peel for your backline or burst theirs. Either bed your jungler for ganks, or if you're brave enough, take Ignite and attempt to level 1 cheese if you want to beat him in lane. Otherwise, you are not beating Singed, and you never want to chase Singed. Okay, I think I'm done here.